First of all, let me tell y'all something. This is going to be the last time these people try to scapegoat me. And I'm going to let you know the reason why they try to scapegoat me, because she would love to try to trade places with me. She would love to try to tell people that I tie people up and I beat them and all this stuff. And I have sex with people for money and all this other stuff. I have not had sex with nobody for money in my life. I like the cosplay. I love comic books. I am a comic book connoisseur. So these people could try to make something sick out of it because they're mad because I won't sleep with them. They're mad because I won't have group sex with them. They're mad because they can't have my energy. They're mad because they can't have my spiritual gifts. Did y'all ever think about that? So these people can create whatever they want. They can say whatever the hell they want. At the end of the day, I don't care. But this lady, she creeps around with so many people and then got the nerve to sit up here and be in the comments from a fake profile. She's secretly a lesbian. Even though she has a husband, she's secretly a lesbian and she's in love with me. And because she got dumped, because she got ghosted, because I won't sleep with her. She's been trying to get with me for the past 10 years. And she don't like the fact that she can't accept rejection. She can't accept the fact that I don't want her. She can't accept the fact that she can't control me. She can't accept the fact that she can't dominate me. She can't accept the fact that she can't take my destiny from me. There's nothing that she can do to take from me. You can go in the comments, you can use these tarot readers as weapons and be a bully. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what no bitch got to say about me, because I know who I am and I know who I'm not. Even if, let's say that I was going around sleeping with people for money. Do you think that I would have SSI? Do you think that I would be struggling right now? I wouldn't even be here in Massachusetts. I would be in California somewhere in a skyrise apartment, in a helicopter going to Paris, going to, New York Fashion Week every weekend, going to the best parties with the celebrities and the movie stars, and just living my best life. Why would I want to be here with a bunch of people that want me to be in a sex cult? Why? Make it make sense. See, I knew once I changed my hair to this darker hair color. I usually wear blonde and I usually wear brighter colors. And they try to make fun of me and call me a clown for wearing rainbow colored hair. And they say it's ghetto, and they say, that's why I don't like being basic and I don't like looking like everybody else because they try to put that label on me and always trying to put me in a box and always trying to box me up. Because that's why I stay cool, calm, and collected, because there's nothing these people can say about me. That's how I know these people are not gifted. That because they have to lie because they have a huge platform to cover their ass. They have to lie to cover up another lie because they've been accepting illegal funds, and these people don't want to go to jail. There's a lot of people that's going to prison. There's a lot of people that did fraud in my name. There's a lot of people that got restaurants and selling. They would buy drugs with this money that they funded. And this lady is a drug dealer and she's a prostitute. So for her to be a drug dealer and a prostitute, so of course she got to cover her own ass. Oh yeah, and by the way, she had T.I. and his wife here, and she was doing spell work for them. Because I came home and I saw T.I. Harris, Tip Harris, on the back of his car. So if I'm doing all these freaky things for money, why am I not in a better place? Why is my bed on the floor? Why do I not have food in my refrigerator? Why am I struggling so much? Why am I going through the things that I'm going through? Because I'm having a breakthrough. That's why I don't go back and forth with people, because people swear up and down when they look at your videos and they look at your pictures, they discuss all these things and try to come up with all these forums. These people are bullies. They go in these group sessions. All they do is talk shit about people all day, gossip all day, because they're jealous, sweetheart. They're jealous of my beauty. They're jealous of my body. They just jealous of how I look, and they mad they can't be me, and they know where I'm going. They know I'm going to huge places. They know that I'm destined to be a fucking star. I can sing, I can dance, I can be a model if I want to. I'm super fucking smart. I have a great head on my shoulders. Why would I get off my throne for peasants? Why would I step off my throne and my confidence and my love for myself to down myself for people that always have gossip, that always got gossip and got me in their mouth? And then, of course, they're going to talk. I'm going to let them talk. That's fine. They can talk about me all they want to. They're giving me good press. Free press, actually. Thank you. I appreciate it. But even if I was into all that freaky stuff, it wouldn't even be a problem. And it's so funny how these church people always want to say, oh, that's freaky, that's nasty, but they the first one. I mean, the church people is the first ones to be the freakiest of the freakiest. Sex swings, open relationships, open sexual marriages, switching partners, swingers. I know firsthand. I remember when I was 9 years old, we just had a church session with our pastor and stuff like that. A church session with our pastor and stuff like that. And I remember leaving my Bible in the church. I went back, and this is the first time I ever seen anything sexual. I went back, and inside the church, the pastor and his lover were going at it in the back, in the office, in church, on the table, by the way. So for these church people and these church tarot readers that like to judge the fact that I like to dress up in costumes, I like to dress up as Storm, comic book characters that I like for Comic-Con and things like that. These people like to take these nasty things and try to make them nasty and they have the dirtiest, nastiest fucking minds. And, and first of all, even if let's say that I was in these sexual things, who cares? Who the fuck cares? Even if I had a sex swing, even if I had a little dungeon room, little sex room to tie people up, so the fuck what? Some people like a little freaky freak. Let people live. Let people get freaky and live. We only got one motherfucking life. We only got one life. Why not live it to your best? Why not live your best life as if this was your last? We only get one. Why live it for everybody else? Why care about what everybody else is thinking about you? Why give a damn whether anybody catches you or cares that you do porn? Why care that you do, first of all, Kim Kardashian did a sex video with Ray J. And she didn't get this much flack for this. Although there were naysayers and negative people and things like that would say they're negative things. But how would you, first of all, number one, how would you know? I don't give a damn what them cars say. Them cars are not saying that I'm the one that's swinging because I like to wear costumes. This is actually really fucking insane. You know how crazy these people are? Do you know how jealous these people are? First of all, of course these people gonna cover their ass. They scammers. They stealing dirty money. These people like to kill people for money. These people like to break in people's houses and steal their belongings and sell them on eBay. These people are crackheads. These are the same people that's gossiping and saying all this stuff and paying these terrorists to tear me a new asshole and expose me are the crackheads doing meth addicts, crackheads, shoving needles in their arm, smoking crack. First of all, the main source, the one that's talking all this shit about me was smoking crack with my uncle. She was mad because she couldn't have her way. I heard her in his ear whispering to him. She thought I was another woman that he was talking to. She gonna tell him, tell her that you're not single. Tell her that you're with somebody. She is so jealous and so possessive. She don't care who she has sex with. When she having sex with somebody, she owns that person. That person is hers. And if she find out that they dealing with another person and she's a seat warmer, a seat filler, she will take care of you. Like literally. Take care of you. Like have you offed, have you killed, kaput, and get rid of the body. There's a known fact. This woman gave me a yellow hoodie with a spot of blood on it because she murdered somebody and hit somebody in the back of their head with a hammer. Don't you know she moved her mother to Utica, New York to hide her mother because they killed this one person? This one person was a DJ. He was known to the community. They all used to do drugs together. And somehow, some kind of way, they came up with this story that he overdosed. But she gave me this sweater, this bright yellow sweater, and told me, hey, this is a coffee stain. Do you want this sweater? Me and my mom tried to get the stain out, but we could never get the stain out. It's coffee. It won't hurt you. Like, you could just bleach it out or whatever the case may be. If you want it, you can have it. I'm like, sure, I'll take it. I'm thinking that she's giving it to me out of the kindness of her heart. No. She's giving it to me because she wants to set me up and tell the cops that I murdered somebody. So when I wear that sweater, when I wear that bright yellow sweater, and speaking of which, on my old platform, I have a picture of me in that sweater. If I was still on TikTok, I would still have the video of me in that sweater. Because I had a trench coat on in that video. And my hair was like honey blonde. And I was laying in my bed because I remember I was real sad that morning before going to an appointment. And I said, let me film a video. I filmed a quick little video before I left to try to lift my spirits up. And it's so weird that I get accused for weird shit, you know? These are people that hack your phone, they mirror your phone, violate your rights, break HIPAA laws by breaking into your apartment because these bitches are jealous, steal your man, steal your husband, steal your baby daddy. She'll smile in your face and be your best girlfriend. Hey sis, hey girl, hey! And she just got done giving your husband head at a hotel that he paid her for. Hey, bro. Hey, sis. Hey, girl. Hey. And she just got done having sex with your boyfriend in the backseat of his car. These are the type of bitches that we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people are karmics. These people are people that are thieves. They like to steal. They're so jealous. They don't know. They don't have nothing going on for themselves. They're not in school. They're not, you know, they might work. They might have a few jobs or something like that, or whatever the case may be, to support their habit or support their partying or whatever the case may be. But these people are out every week, every weekend, snorting sugar boogers, drinking every day, fighting every day, calling the cops every day, mess, negativity, drama. Now, these people studied me, okay? Let me tell you something. These people studied me, watched me on camera for hours. She would even go to my ex and study me and pretend to be me like I was a movie that she was reenacting. He was like, why are you doing that? I don't even like when she does that. Why are you doing that? Like, that's how he knew she was trying to be me. And to keep these people from talking, these third party relationships, they would blackmail them. Um, if they couldn't bribe them with money that they stole, they would blackmail them. And if they couldn't get what they wanted, they would throw them in jail. I'm quite sure if you look on the news, there's quite a few people that got thrown in jail for some shit that she did because she was covering it up. And on top of that, some of these people are informants. If they got in a situation where they got arrested, they would get a deal with the FBI or a deal with the cops to cover their ass because they had another major crime that they exposed. Now, they went to these houses and these places where they used to sell their bodies, these places where they used to do drugs in Springfield and Holyoke and all these different places. She set them up. She's the one who set them up to get a deal. Because she hangs out with these people all the time. She hangs out and frequent in these areas all the time. Chicopee, Springfield, Northampton, East Hampton. Anybody that sells drugs anywhere or anybody beware. Because at the end of the day, if you do drugs with this person, they are definitely going to air you out and have you arrested. These people take deals from the cops and then go in these places on purpose so they can catch people up and get them locked up. My person, who I was supposed to be with, to keep him away from me, she set him up and had him unlawfully locked up. Made up some elaborate story. Made up some weird-ass story. This bitch is psycho. Like, absolutely 100%. I promise you this bitch is psycho. Now, she goes around telling everybody I'm bipolar schizophrenic. But the same people these people are cowards. They speak from fake profiles and they still, you know how dead people, and they tell how the grandmother passed away, or how the eulogy usually tells how the person died, how many family members they left, they next to kins and stuff like that, who they left behind, and the will and all that stuff. You know, these crazy ass people put my picture in some dirt after they buried the person's body. They put my picture in the person's coffin and whispered in their ear, "This is the person that killed you. You need to go haunt them. You can rest in peace now." First of all, these people done lied, said I was dead. They got insurance claims on my name. There's an insurance company in Northampton area that they used this thing on me to get my inheritance, to say that they're my family members, they're worried about my mental health, that I'm crazy, that I don't take care of myself, I don't bathe, I stink, I'm bipolar schizophrenic, I like to fight, I'm crazy, I'm this, I'm that. Just planting seeds, right? Mind you, this woman meets up with other people's husbands secretly from the church. Matter of fact, here's an even better one. This man bought her $1,000 purse. And guess who he was? A pastor. A pastor from Northampton, Massachusetts. Was prostituting with her. Was paying her. Giving her money. And meeting up with her frequently. At the Northampton church where she goes to. And on the weekends, they would go meet up at Northampton Hotel. And I would pass by that hotel because I go to the store right next to it. I saw his car there and I saw her car there. That's how I knew she was at this hotel, because she had an old Corolla that she used to drive. She don't have that old Corolla no more. She got a different car. I forget what kind of car it is now, but it was an old car. I drove in that car with her many a times, and it would crank and stop sometimes, or whatever the case may be. And the fact that these people got the audacity, oh my God. excuse me, spiritual burps. This same lady, Mokisha, and no, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna name her name. Certain neighbors, they took over my Facebook. They stole my Instagram. They were stalking me on Instagram, trying to find out who's looking at me, who's watching me, and who's coming for me. They would do tarot readings on their own self to try to figure out my future and try to stop it. Because these people are so nosy, they don't even know what's going on in their own children's lives. First of all, some of these people are pimping out their own daughters to rich men. One of my ex-friends was pimping out her 19-year-old daughter to a 44-year-old guy. There are pictures of them on Facebook. Her daughter with red hair was 19 at the time. Even, there was a video on Facebook that went viral when they used to drive this white Jetta. Her mother, I don't know how I remember having a dream when she brought her mother here with her kids. And, she would say, oh, you would be good for my granddaughter. You would be good for my granddaughter. If you go to Philosophical's readings, she'll tell you about it. She'll tell you all about it. Confirmation. I'm hearing the police. They're going past. Mind you, my ex-friend came down here and brought her daughter downstairs so I can do her hair. Right? I'm watching Philosophical as I'm doing this girl hair. Her hair is pink. I gotta go charge my phone. Hold on. My battery's about to die. So I'm doing her hair. And the daughter's hair, the year before, I dyed her hair pink. The other daughter, I did her hair red and black. One side of her hair black. It was two tones. One side was red. The other side was black. So then, as I'm straightening her daughter's hair, because she had a prom to go to, her other daughter, she's downstairs with me and she's drinking. We're smoking weed or whatever. And I took a break and then I started doing her daughter's hair. I'm watching Philosophical. Philosophical done said, this tall, dark-skinned man and this woman in the wheelchair and this heavy-set white woman and these 5 kids went to a courthouse and said that this person they scared of this person, that how this person is a detriment to society and how I don't take care of myself and all these things, all this shit, right? Watch Philosophical's old readings, like almost 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. That's my proof. They lied and went to the courts and said that I don't take care of myself, that I'm a detriment to society, I'm crazy. And then a bunch of people lied and said I was dead, child. There were readings that came out that said I was dead, that I died. That tell you how much they be scamming. And then they went and then they turned around and gave my name to this insurance place here in Northampton that they've been doing fraud with. And recently, somebody pretended to be me. They used this person. First of all, let me go back to the beginning. So let me fast forward. So they broke into my apartment to steal my ID, right? So they can use this person in my bank because she kind of looks like me. So they can use her to get this money, this insurance money, say I was dead, and that she's the next of kin, and saying that they're married to my ex-fiance so that they can go and get this insurance money. Mind you, these people done went to Australia. They done got BBLs. They done got credit card. Matter of fact, somebody called me. Somebody named Roberto called me from a Texas number and sent me a picture saying that you have 9 credit cards in your name. You have to come to Texas to testify. You have 9 credit cards in your name. Mind you, there was a picture of someone's car, an old Corolla, that was shot up and had blood inside of it. They sent me the picture. And on top of that, the glass was broken. And somehow, some way, the car ended up in Mexico. And the cigarette butts had my red lipstick on it from cigarettes that I done smoked. Now, how did the cigarettes that I done smoked with red lipstick on it end up in that car in Mexico? Mind you, I've never even been to Mexico. Mind you, I didn't have 9 credit cards in my name. But I did have a bank account open in Connecticut back when my me and my ex-fiance was together. At M&T Bank, I had an open account. Now, whoever was dating my ex at the time, Mokisha or Amaya or Sonia, that was hanging out at my ex-fiance's house, saw my debit card that I crushed because it was an old debit card. And we used to smoke weed and used to scoop up the weed and put it in a blunt and stuff like that or whatever on his table. It was still there when we got into our last argument and we broke up, and I packed up my stuff and just left because after I got my breast surgery, he pushed me on the floor. I could have bled out. I would have been dead. So once realizing that, I packed up all my shit and left. His brother-in-law, baby mama, was pregnant at the time. She helped me pack my stuff and helped me with her stuff in the car and brought me home immediately after that. Then, I get a call a few months later, like 6 months down the line, saying that I got 9 credit cards in my name. That they had a packet with a copy of my ID, a copy of my social security card, and 9 credit cards, and cigarettes with red lipstick on it. Right? And then a few weeks later, after my neighbor came down, my ex-friend, because we're no longer friends because she's a creep. She came downstairs for her daughter to get her hair done. I'm watching Philosophical. And I was watching it as I'm, talking to her and everything and doing her hair. And I asked her, I said, let me tell you something. I'm going to ask her. And I said, I'm going to ask you this one time. Do you have insurance in my name? Do you have life insurance in my name? She goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay. So I played her the reading. I said, watch this. Philosophical described all of them to a T. A tall, bald black man, a white older woman with white hair in a wheelchair, a middle-aged, robust, she used the word robust or heavy set white woman with blonde hair because her hair is dark brown like mine. She dyed her hair brown to hide out. She was blonde. And to hide out, she dyed her hair this color. Now, mind you, this guy with dreads was staying with me. And like I said, the hoodie that my ex-friend gave me, this bright yellow hoodie, she gave it to me and had this little red dry stain on it. Now she said, it's this coffee. I tried washing it out many a times, and my mother even tried getting a stain out. Do you want this shirt? I'll give it. If you want, you can take it. If not, you can leave it on the table. It's either option, I'm like, all right, I'll just take it. It's a nice sweater. I'll take it. It's nice. So, and I even filmed on my TikTok, and you can see the stain. Okay, and after I said to this girl, I know what you did. I know what you did. She says through the floor, you're not going to try to blackmail me, are you? I said, I know what you did. Just know I know what you did. And I know y'all stole my money. But here's what's going to happen. Either you give me my money, or I'm going to turn in this yellow sweater. That same night I saw Warren. He come knocking on my door. Please, I'm so cold outside. Please just let me in. Please just let me in. Please let me sleep on your couch. I don't have nowhere to go. I don't even have a tent. They broke my tent up and I don't have nowhere to go. Please. I'm so hungry. So I fed him. And I said, you can take a shower if you want. My ex-fiance still had a pair of drawers in the drawer. I don't have no male drawers. You know what I'm saying? So, I gave him a pair of those, gave him a towel, gave him a wash towel so he can go wash himself up in the shower and get fresh and clean and stuff like that. And they had just got done getting high with Biggie at the hotel. And when I could tell how when someone's on heroin, I've seen it way too many times. They get all, so I'm like, Warren. He wakes up like, huh? I said, what's wrong with you? Oh, I was drinking. I'm just tired. I was drinking and stuff like that. I'm good, sis. I'm good. I asked him, I said, what you doing, drugs? He goes, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No, seriously, I'm good. I remember taking a shower, getting dressed the next day. After I woke up the next day, the yellow sweater was gone. He left before me. The yellow sweater was gone. So any evidence I had against this girl and this family was gone. Mysteriously disappeared. Never saw that sweater again. Because I had it tied up in a blue bag. And I put it in my closet. Now, my ex-friend and her brother came downstairs and they wanted to drink and smoke some weed or whatever the case may be. So we drank and had a few beers or whatever the case may be. And she was acting crazy. But I said, get your sister. Y'all got to go. Like, and my ex-fiance was getting ready to come over because we was trying to work things out or whatever the case may be. So then after he came over, he stayed over the weekend. Everything went good. He left. And then I remember doing her daughter's hair. I show her this reading from Philosophical Tarot, right? Because she's from Philly. And she tell it how it is. She's a white, little skinny white lady with black hair. She tell it how it is. If you go back in 5 years, maybe 3, 4, the receipts are right there. Describing them to a T. Now, this lady don't know nothing about these people. Why would she describe them and tell them they went and got an illegal thing on me because they had my security card and I guess they bought my information or some shit from somebody apparently that had my information that got it from my ex-fiance's place. So they tried to use that shit to their detriment. So, and they call themselves trying to get, I forget what that's called. The same thing that about Wendy Williams when they was trying to take her money and things like that. I forget what that's called. Cause I'm not thinking right now. But anywho, so then after that, right, I show her the video. You should have seen her face. Her face turned beet red. Do you hear me? Beet fucking red. She was so mad. She said, I'll be right back. She texted her man and said, babe, I gotta come upstairs. I'll be right back. I said, I'll be right back, Onika. She goes upstairs. Whatever she said upstairs, whatever they talked about, she came back up downstairs. I'm like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I said, okay. Now, mind you, these people from these fake ass profiles and these tarot readings, they love setting people. She even told me out of her own mouth, I love setting people up. That's my favorite. That's my joint right there. I love setting people up. It's fun. She said, girl, if you knew all the dirty stuff I done did in my past, you would not, you wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. And I say, oh, I know, I can believe it because you got drunk and told me that you would burn down a black church. Even though you're with a black man and you have a half black child. But you have the nerve and audacity to open up your lips and said that you would burn down a black church. Ever since then, ever since she said that, I didn't trust her. I even told their family, I even warned them that she was burning black candles to send them curses and hexes their way. That's black magic. Now, I looked it up and they said in some instances, it can be for protection. But it all depends on your intentions. That's the word I was looking for. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. It all depends on your intentions. If you're lighting an incense, if you're lighting a cigarette, if you're lighting a candle, it all depends on your intentions. If you have good intentions and you're lighting a candle, you don't have bad intentions in the back of your mind, things will go well. But if you have bad intentions and you're freaking out or whatever, and you lighting this black candle, you have the intention to hurt somebody. They done sent death spells. They done sent entities. They done broken my apartment. Had they dogs pee on my bed. I done went to lay down on my bed after I got out of jail one time. And had a hair full of piss. My whole back of my head wet, dripping with piss down my clothes. I'm like, are you serious? Now, mind you, her and her daughter is outside the window arguing. Talking about, Mom, you're going to be mad because Onika changed her password to her Facebook because this bitch thought that she was going to be in control of my content and that nobody was going to watch my content. Now, why she didn't want nobody to see my content? Why these people didn't want me to get noticed? I watched Water Star Vibes, and she said, yeah, these people been hacking your Facebook, and any stars or anybody that wanted to sign you or anybody that wanted to sign you up for modeling or give you a modeling job for like jewelry or clothes or something like that, they held it back. Somebody that wanted to marry me, that reached out to me, she pretended to be me and said, I'm not interested. You know, I saw that same guy from St. Croix here at my building picking up some young girl with curly hair in a green vehicle. I think a green, not Rolls Royce. It was another, like one of them Kim Kardashian cars, one of them Mercedes-Benz SUV things or whatever. Range Rovers, that's what it was. A dark green Range Rover. You know, this bitch turned this man against me. We used to talk every single day on camera. On Facebook. I used to talk to my aunts. I used to talk to my uncles. I used to talk to my cousins on camera. Because this bitch took over my Facebook. They took over my TikTok. They took over my Facebook. They took over my Instagram. They took over my TikTok. Like I did in my second page of TikTok. I made my TikTok over 3 times. I made my Facebook 4 times. I made my Instagram about 5 times. I got tired of remaking them. I will no longer remake those things. Those platforms, I will never make them again. Because people are karmic. They will mirror my phone, try to take control of my platforms because they want to be celebrities so bad. They want to be me so bad. They were watching me interact with other stars, like interact with Dave East, interact with Quincy on Instagram, interacting with Kiki Palmer, interacting with this lady named Alethea that's a bigger woman, and she was like a spokesperson for like body positivity. This light skinned lady, she's on YouTube now. Very sweet lady, very kind lady. Love her down. She was so kind to me, so sweet to me. And this other lady that knew about spell work that wear like wigs with highlights or wear a black wig like this. And her daughter was pretty. I think her daughter was like in beauty contests and things like that. Very sweet lady. She would give us lessons on how to protect ourselves spiritually and things like that. I would watch her religiously on Instagram because they were helping me. You know what I'm saying? They were helping me. These sons of bitches, so-called protecting me, cut me off of my Instagram because I was getting noticed. This jealous bitch decides that You comment fishing. You comment fishing. Huh? I'm comment fishing. First of all, why are you spying on me? I found out one of them was Sosa. I found out one of them was black. This dark-skinned short woman, she has mental issues, but I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to talk about her on my platform. I don't want to diss nobody or disrespect nobody, whatever. I'm just speaking my truth. I found out she was. This other one named Amaya. When I used to log into my Facebook, like almost 5 or 6 years ago, when I used to be with my ex-fiance, Daniel Christopher Haran, he was my ex-fiance. My other ex-fiance, I don't want to air him out because he's DL, but it ain't nobody's business, because whatever. And nobody, I don't know if anybody knows about him or he came out or whatever the case may be. But the other one, he did come out. But, and he was a white boy. But there's somebody here in my building pretending to be him, talking about his name is Daniel. But he's Latino. So then they're trying to pretend like I'm running scams on them. I'm making problems for their family. First of all, their family is making problems for me. How is one person creating problems for a whole family? Make it make sense. When they was the ones who got the life insurance on me, I asked her husband, did you get life insurance on me? Yes or no? Because she's not going to tell me. He goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. This and that and this and that. We got into an argument. We didn't, fight or nothing, but we exchanged words and we screamed and hollered at each other. I said, get the fuck out. I need you to leave. Get the fuck out now. And after he left, I slammed my door and locked my door. And then we didn't talk to each other for a couple weeks, a couple months or whatever. And then we started doing these songs together. And